And the weather tomorrow will be stunning, not only for the Puerto Rican parade, but for anything that else, any other outdoor activities you might have planned, anything else you might have planned. But while we are talking about dry conditions, we do need a bit of rain. Here are the precip deficits through today. For the month for the Hartford area, just over an inch, a bit over a half inch for Bridgeport. But if you go back to the start of 2025, we're still at a bit of a surplus for the Hartford area, chipping away at that certainly. But the deficit for Bridgeport continues to grow, approaching 1 foot of a deficit, approaching 12 inches of rain. Now, we do have some chances for showers over the next 7 days. We'll start to see those shower chances rise Tuesday, especially later Tuesday into early Wednesday, and then later Wednesday things will dry back out, and you'll note the chance for showers starts to diminish by the end of next week. So that's a bit of a change here. Your first alert still to Tuesday evening, though. This is 7 p.m. on our model comparison. You'll note the shades of green on both models, indicating the agreement at this stage in the game that showers will become more likely starting on Tuesday. So if you have plans to be out later Tuesday, you want to have an umbrella on standby. Where we see some differences is in how quickly things clear out. By 7 o'clock Wednesday morning, the American model is done with the showers locally. The European model has a lot of showers lingering. Certainly some timing differences at this stage of the game, which is to be expected a little bit, but we are expecting at least some lingering showers Wednesday morning with some improvement later on in the day. And perhaps this will be helpful to the trees. You'll note the update on the foliage report today showing these shades of yellow popping up in parts of Connecticut, especially western Hartford County into northern Tolland County. This is where we're seeing a bit more color mixed in. Where we still see green doesn't necessarily mean no foliage. It just means that it's still mostly green. On our iCam view earlier here in Rocky Hill, looking north to the Hartford skyline, we were looking at what is essentially a sea of green. Until you look a little closer, then you'll note that some trees have a little splash of color here or there. In the meantime, certainly looking great out there with the last little bit of daylight. Our iCam view in Torrington, things are quiet in northwestern Connecticut, and it was a similar scene across the Northwest Hills for the time being. But according to Explore Falls website, which is the source for that map, by the end of next week, perhaps we'll start to see more of that yellow shading sliding down across almost all of the state. Here's our iCam view of Middletown overlooking Route 9. The Connecticut River, 60 at 8 o'clock, down through the 50s into the 40s, and that's where we will settle tonight. So it's a bit of a crisp morning out there tomorrow. If you want to get out there, do a bit of apple picking, perhaps you're heading to a local corn maze or the Guilford or Orange fairs. You can expect another bright day with temperatures peaking around 70 degrees. Not too much in the way of pollen either, which is great news. Ragweed, sage, and grasses are the big ones this time of year, and those counts should drop a little bit more, especially with the shower chance later Tuesday. Tropical storm Gabrielle, still a tropical storm, but it has strengthened a bit. Wind speeds up to 65 miles per hour, moving northwest at 10 miles an hour. It will perhaps become a Category 1 hurricane as early as tomorrow, strengthening thereafter to a Category 2 hurricane. That's certainly bringing some rough surf to Bermuda, and even locally we could be talking about a higher risk for rip currents later on as we get into the middle and end of next week. That will mostly be for places like the Cape and the islands, but in New England nonetheless. Otherwise, we only see one chance for showers. That's Tuesday into Wednesday. Tuesday, temperatures will peak in the 80s. Wednesday, we're back into the mid-70s. And then by the end of next week, things are actually trending a bit drier now. We'll likely keep the cloudiness around Thursday, Friday, and right into the start of next weekend.
Mike, thank you.